Most people have heard his story, and he's done interviews more than we can count. So this isn't just another one. I'm not here to ask him what he's built. I'm here to see him run it. Moment to moment, decision to decision. The paths we don't usually see.
Yes, chef. ठीक है. So
How often does chef lose cool?
कब कब गुस्सा होता है? बताओ. आज सच बताने का मौका है.
What do you lead with, chef? Do you lead with instinct or structure?
It's a mix of both, but more with instinct. Yeah, because I prefer instinctive way of doing things, but I would recommend structured way is a better way. Why is the term chef there? Because chef doesn't mean that just you're a cooking person who cooks. Chef means a leader. You may have heard chef de mission.
Yeah.
You may have heard the, whatever. So those words, the chef in French originally means a leadership. So you have to lead a kitchen brigade. So that is what you do. And obviously, to lead a kitchen brigade, you have to always know how to cook. You have to know how to organize things well. You have to, command their respect. You have to teach, be a good trainer. You have to be a good learner. You have to be a good observer. So all of these things are important. And that is why I like to talk to customers. So talking to customers, it gives you so much. I've learned so much from customers in my life that it is unbelievable.
But over time, this feedback also, some are constructive, some are not also, chef, right? Like over so much change.
Nowhere will you find 100%. There is nothing 100% in this world. You have to learn how to sift them, and you have to learn how to listen. You have to be a good listener. So I don't think so that I've been ever a structured business person, but I am a structured customer person. So I like to listen to customers and then, see what they're saying. If it makes sense, you keep them with you, implement them, work around them, but otherwise you can just, ignore. So now,
What are we cooking?
where's the truffle? Okay. Created. The pasta that we'll be serving tonight is called tagliolini, and it is like a spaghetti or a linguine, but slightly thinner, and we are making it with a fresh pasta. So we are not making it with a dry pasta. We have these ingredients here, the truffle salsa, the fresh tagliolini which we made right now, and we have the butter, and we have the pecorino cheese. So we will start the process. You go, the tagliolini with black truffles here.
And what do people most misunderstand for a celebrity or a celebrated chef like you?
Okay. So I think that one of the most misunderstood things is that they believe that, sometimes they are not being given importance enough by the chef because I'm a celebrity. That is not the idea. We want to give equal importance to everybody, but they have to come up and also try to make that effort to talk to us. And it is not that out of arrogance or just out of disrespect towards anyone we try to do that. We always try to be fair and square with every guest that comes here. There are some guests you connect with more, and there are some guests you don't connect enough. And then there are guests who don't want to connect with you. They just come for a meal.
What do people generally miss when they interview you?
What do they miss? No, what to say? What do they miss? Sure. Okay. What do they miss? I think sometimes they forget that we are also human beings. And we are supposed to work mechanically to get everything right all the time.
What was success for you then versus 10 years now, chef?
See, success is, I think in restaurants, for different people it means different things. One is that,
you talk about various things which are common, like passion, etc., which are very, very common. And, of course, it's a business. Then, of course, you want to excel in the cuisine that you're doing and the service that you're providing. So you want to create a mark in the industry and also raise the standards. Provide employment and in a meaningful manner to also people who are working for you and working with you. So it's an ongoing process. It's a passion, but at the same time, it is also something like a nasha kind of a thing. It's like you don't know what your final goal is. What is it that you finally want to achieve? But you just go on. That's what it is.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Is there a takeaway you would say for anybody who wants to, let's say, start a restaurant or become a chef entrepreneur? What should they be ready for? Let's say.
I think that, today AI can give you a lot of answers, which is a collection of what many people have said. But I think that being in the restaurant business is one of the most risky, difficult, and time-consuming work that you can do. So opening a restaurant. So you have to have a lot of patience. You have to have a lot of skill, which is beyond guest service skills and all of that. You have to learn how to manage the back end as well as the front end. So being a chef helps you in one thing is that you have a strength which is you are not dependent on the others to give you the what you call is the main menu and the concept. So you are creating concepts with your team, but you're not dependent on anybody. So that is something that gives you the strength. But at the same time, maybe I'm very weak in business development. So everything has to go hand in hand and work in harmony with each other. So you have to make sure that whether it is your market survey, whether it is your business development work, whether it is menu creation, whether it is a choice of crockery, cutlery, glassware, selection of team members, training, anything you do, and day-to-day running, and making sure that everything is right.
2 fast questions for you. What's harder, building consistency or handling unpredictability?
Maybe unpredictability handling is more tough. But building what you call is consistency is equally tough, but more productive. More productive. If you are able to be consistent, that means the customers know what they can expect when they come to a restaurant.
Next one. What slows you down now? Too many ideas or too much expectation?
Both. Again, you're asking me very difficult questions.
Especially because they're not scripted.
Also, when you have put in so many years in the business and every day you are trying to do events, etc. So tonight we have a catering of that kind where we are really catering to a very high-end catering, and it's a bespoke style catering which is very, very. So everything is passed around. So this is not just the business for the day that is important. So getting it right is very, very critical. So it's not the business for that day that is already done. That you have already closed. So that is going nowhere, right? But the customers can either decide to stay with you or decide to go elsewhere for the future.
And it depends on your word of mouth.
Yes, the important. In fact, obviously, if you that is the best way to market your restaurants, I think. So if
you've done it for over years so beautifully, chef.
No, I not. You can market your own restaurant, but that is a different story. But when a third person speaks about your restaurant or your service or your food, that is what is the most important way of marketing and also feeling great about it.
What looks effortless from the outside is constant adjustments, presence, and pressure. And you don't understand that by asking questions. You understand by watching them. Today was one of those days. The chaos isn't the problem, it's the process. This was Curated Chaos, featuring Abhijit Saha.